All right, win ahead viewers. Here we are, the Stradbroke Handicap. One of my favourite races on the calendar, and probably yours as well. We love these handicaps. They're intriguing, they're competitive, they're open, as the betting will suggest here. Yeah, and it's interesting. There's not a lot of the topper weights, and the topper weights, that's a good one, of the top weights here. And therefore, we're missing a lot of big jockeys. No one sort of mentioned that yet. There's no Zara, no Shin, no McDonald, Ruilla. I think Carr's gone on a holiday, to be fair. Should probably make the weight. So, the only real big gun here, we've got to C. Williams. And then we've got some other really handy jockeys like Schiller and Mickey D and stuff like that. But it makes it intriguing again. None of the big names are here. Weather's going to be good. Blessed now with the good weather there in Queensland. That's a plus. Rail out 4.5 metres now, and that's going to change things. I like that they don't move the rail right out. It went from true to 2.5 to now 4.5. But now at the 4.5, these outside barriers aren't going to be as an advantage, and we're going to be penalising them. Penalising these horses a little bit, not a lot, but just a little bit. Where we were penalising horses drawn on the inside, and although it's only out 4.5, they're probably getting 6, 7 out. So it's not like the fence is going to be dynamite. It's still going to be a little bit off. You're not going to want to be hard off the fence, but you don't have to come out much to be on the better ground. So the ones going real wide, the energy they're spending to get there and stuff evens it out, because the ones on the inside aren't as disadvantaged. So I think that's going to be a very big point of difference in this meeting, and therefore outside barriers are disadvantaged. And there's a couple of really top horses like Antino and Steffi Magnetica that have drawn out, and they're ready to peak and would be right in this. I think it's a huge disadvantage for them. It's not like they can't win, but it's going to be a huge disadvantage. All right, let's look at my ratings, the prices. There's going to be difference of opinions in this race, so don't shoot the messenger, but this is just the way we saw it. Look, on ratings, we've got Amendable as the top rater. At second to Magic Time was big. At weight for age, he dropped 6 kilos off that run. As you can see here, this is our weight for age scale. So you could see Mendable's 5 kilograms underweight for age. Bella Nipotina is equal, and Magic Time's only half a kilo off. So these two here are probably the worst weighted. They're not carrying a lot of weight, but these guys are carrying a feather stamp. So that will be interesting. So yeah, Amendable, our top rater all the way through. Bella Nipotina was the other top rater. But after the weight for age, that 3 kilos, we just penalised her about a length and a quarter. Same in Magic Time, a length. So then after the weight for age come in, there's the top rater Amendable. Just off him is Antino, Valana, Nuggets. He's had some big wins, big ratings. Freedom Rally and Yellow Brick. So, and then after the penalties, we end up with Amendable and Freedom Rally as our 2 top raters. All right, going through it, Bella Nipotina. Well, this horse is trying to make me look like a fool. So is Ma. He does everything. Look what he did last week with the 100-to-1 winner. You can never rule him out. He can have long preps. He can do things that are unorthodox, and his horses will still perform. Other trainers will do something unorthodox, and they'll end up in misery. So, but look, I'm against Bella Nipotina again, and in a big way. Not only has she been up for a while, and she's had 2 big performances, but at barrier 21, we've penalised her there. She's back on a firm track. We've penalised her there. And we've penalised a half a length for having a long prep. So we've got a 2.5 lengths off our top rater, and we've got her in the red. We've priced her 45 to 1 and they've got her 10 to 1. So I don't know if it was me with that barrier, and I'd be probably scratching and seeing she's so deep in the run and saving her for the Tats Tiara, or there must be another mare and keeping her fresh. But it's a big race, but I just think there's a lot of things against her, and we've priced accordingly. Bookmakers have got quite a big price too at $11 if you think about it. We've got a much bigger, but considering how popular she is and her 2 big runs, they can see she's got a lot of things against her. Magic Time, nothing against this horse other than with the ratings and then the weight she's got to give to someone. Like if you think of Amendable, she's 4.5 kilograms worse off that run. That's where you've got a length and a quarter off Amendable. That's what we're thinking at the weight for age and the ratings. And even going back on that run, it sort of lines up a little bit with that, which was good. The ratings lined up with that. We've got a 1.25 off. It's a Forgive last start. We really liked her last start. She didn't run well. It's been very well reported how she ripped the shoe. She was galloped on further in the race as well. And, and the shoe was really ripped off. Who knows what she's feeling. It was an underperformance, and we have to say that was an excuse. It had to be for such a consistent horse. So still we've got a price to $19. Mark's got 14. We don't think that's a lot of value. Antino, oh mate, giving Amendable 1.5 kilos, ends up about half a length off him. Then the barrier, we've got him a length off, only a length off our top raters. We've got him right in it, but that barrier is going to be a real problem, I think. I know he wants clear air and all that, but he's going to have to get back. And like I said, these horses are going to be in the better going earlier. So we've priced it $14 and we've got in the red, even though we really like this horse, even a length off it's such an open race, even a length off our top rater, you're pricing the horse around $14 and market's got it 7, so I think it's a bit short. Let's go to Benedetta. Benedetta has got about a length off the Amendable, and we've got her no penalties, and we've got her in the orange. We've got her in the orange, $14 we priced, $12 the bookmakers. I mean, she's a pretty good mare. I don't think 1400 is going to be a problem. She's drawn barrier 6, but there's a few little bit quick. Like, I get a feeling she could be back on the inside and having to force to go in that inferior going. I think that could be against her, but at the same time, Stackhouse could get a run going outside a dream run out. So, look, she's right in this. Like I said, I don't think the 1400 will bother her. I was actually worried with those sprint races that she was backing up too quickly and she'd want more ground. But she's a gun mare, so I like her over the 14. Cepheus, he doesn't perform first up, but he's also out of form, so can't see him in the finish. Valana, well, this is one of the top picks. We've got him half a length. Timmy Clark, drawn barrier 14, might come in a couple. That's not too bad. We've got him in the orange. The bookie's got him really tight at $7. And we've got him 11. Even though it's a bit off our price, we have got him in the orange because we've got it only half a length off the winner. It was a big win last start. He was dropping back in distance and going from a soft track to a good track. We're going to penalise him for a 7-day backup. He has had a 7-day backup before and performed badly, but look, he was gelded. He was gelded 2 starts ago, and what he did last start, like I said, sort of coming back in distance, I thought it was just a wet track horse. They knew they put a lot of money on him last start, and he won well. So maybe a couple little question marks, but he's right in this. Here to Shock, 1.5 length off the winner. We'll be up near the pace. Hayes boys, I don't know where they're stabling him, so he'll be away from the park a little bit longer. Performed well. Can they keep him up in Queensland there and perform the same? I haven't penalised him. Got him in the orange. I think $26 very good value for a horse that's going to be up there. I didn't penalise him for the barrier 1 because I think he's going to be right near that pace and be able to get to the outside. He'll be there. Nugget, we got in the orange around $26. This is a pretty good horse to have around the $26 mark. I'm not overly keen. He's never won under 1600, but he's performed well, and he hasn't performed on a firmer track for a while. But that's clutching at straws. And we've got Kieran Mars, the trainer here. So, $26. We all know Nugget's capable on his day, but realistically, looking at the facts, he's not completely suitable here on Saturday. The Inevitable, very much the same. Very capable horse, drawn well. His first up run was pretty good, and he's going to benefit from that run and be there second up, and he's going to be peaking on Saturday. So, again, I've got other horses in front of him, but again, we've got most horses a length, 1.5 length off our top rater. So there's a lot of luck is going to be in play. So he's around $21. We marked him around that price. Amendable. Well, another horse that's been gelded. He's drawn a little bit out at 16, but I do believe Schofield's going to put him up there somewhere. There's not a lot of speed in this race. There's not a lot of speed at all. Not a lot of lateral front runners. So I don't think the barrier is going to be a problem. His run last start behind Coastwatch, who performed well last Saturday, with the weight he had and the run he had and where he had to go and Fury going. Don't be mistaken, this horse is flying. I think Mick Price and Kent have worked it out. 4 weeks between runs seems to be his sweet spot, and they've done that again. They've timed all that beautifully, prepped him well, and that's why we've got him top rater. Just one thing, is he come back that much better, or is he going that much better on wet tracks? And we were a bit harsh on him as a top rater. We wanted to be conservative. We penalised him half a length for the firmer surface, but I don't think that's it. I think he's just been back better, but he could... his ratings, the rating we've given him here, was behind Magic Time on that wet track. And if the wet track improves his rating, we have to bring it down a bit. But there we are. That's where we are with Amendable. Prince of Boom will be up on pace, which will suit him. We price him around 70s. Bookie's got him 50s. Don't think he's good enough. Ozopenko, 2 lengths off the top rater. We penalised this horse half a length for the jock and half a length for the firmer track. Half a length for consistency, coming off that bad run, not for the firmer track. Sorry, guys. Penalised him half a length for that bad. I think he can really improve off that run, that first up run, but I expected to see him do more. He's another one that's gelded as well, so... Mighty Ulysses, I think this horse is really good value at 50-1. Is a very interesting horse. An international, first prep with Annabelle, second up, won very well over the mile. And then they stepped him up 1800 on that heavy track. Now Annabelle's given him a few weeks back to the 1400. This horse from the wide barrier could go forward and could keep going. He could generate a bit of pace in the race. I don't know what they're going to do. They might go back. It's hard to say. But obviously the horse has got good lung capacity and can stay. He might not be able to outsprint him. So I'd probably be very positive with this horse. Look, considering he's only had the 3 starts here and he won very well 2 starts ago at 50-1, I think he's a very interesting bet at that price. Samina... Ma horse, goes well fresh, drawn out wide. I'd like to think that would do its chances. Probably going for the Tats Tiara, but Ma's probably, he's trying to get him to peak here and in the Tats, which he'll be able to do. But this barrier is a bit of a problem. But around that $17 is not a bad price. This is a very capable horse. Dream Hour, we don't think is good enough. At 100s, Stapati. Well, Stapati, I still think is quite a good 3-year-old. We've got him right up there. We've priced him around $11. Market's got him $25. This is our outside chance. This is the one we think is the best outsider in value and what's an open race. I mean, I don't need to tell you about the party. We all knew, what it's done in the previous prep. So let's talk about this prep. Drew barrier 1 at Flemington, was fresh, was down the straight, was a good run. And last start, drew wide, facing the breeze, was not a happy horse, pulling pretty hard. Down with this weight, drawn soft, is going to benefit a lot from those 2 runs, especially from that last run. And I think it's going to be up close to the pace with a low weight, and it's going to be peaking. This horse is very much in the mould of Ostraka. Third up, Ostraka went around $11 last week, and those 2 runs were ready for a peak performance, and I think the party sort of comes in that mould, albeit a much harder race, but he's a very capable horse. Steffi Magnetica, mate. Her and Antino, they've drawn wide. Big shame, because these are 2 horses that are flying and ready to peak, especially Steffi Magnetica. Again, if this was last week, I'd prefer these barriers. But this Saturday, I do think that these barriers, these real wide draws, are going to be a problem, a disadvantage at least. I've got no knock on Steffi Magnetica other than the barrier. Gun filly on the way up, and we'll run a big race. Roll on high, drawn a bit sticky. W price jockey. Probably peaked last start, and that's his peak performance. Length off the top rate, amendable anyway. And, we priced at $22, market's got a 12. I just think the market's overreacting off that win. We know, I know she's got she's got a lot of potential, but it feels like this race, obviously they had got a lot of a big opinion, so they had the Stradbroke in mind, but from last start and how she was going, this is an afterthought. They were just trying to get it going well again, which they did. I just don't know if she's going to peak again. So we've penalised her for that. Freedom Rally. This horse is going enormous as well. Really big. Hopefully it gets a run. First emergency. We've rated it on top. This horse hasn't seen a firm track this prep, and I think that's going to improve. Been on those wet tracks on the inside going. Drawn beautiful barrier 5. T. Schiller. Low weight. Horse on the way up. Got a lot of time for this horse. And I think Golan thought Antino will be his big chance to win a Stradbroke. I was tipping it a couple of weeks ago, telling you to get on Tino at the 650. But I also was saying that this horse could be the next Antino. And Antino's drawn wide and Freedom Rally's drawn beautifully. And I do like T. Schiller as a jockey, and I think it's going to be quite hard to hold out. Good value, $12. Yellow Brick, a lot of talk about Yellow Brick. It's drawn wide. I'd probably save it for something else, but it's second emergency. Might not get a run, and might be a blessing to size, just considering it's got that wide draw. All right, guys, this is our top 4. We've got all the Colts and Geldings on top. Different to, considering the mares have been dominating, it sounds a bit risky, but this is a handicap. It is weight for age, and I think we've got, Amendable, Freedom Rally, Valanis, the Party. These are still horses on the way up that are down in the weight. Lightly raced, all of them, except maybe Valana, who's just been recently gelded. And I think they're really getting away with the good weights, good draw, good run in the race, and they're going to be hard to beat. So, Amendable, $8.50, market's got $8.50. Freedom Rally, we priced $8.50, $12. Valana, we priced at $10, $7.50. I wouldn't knock the market for pricing at around $7.50. And our value runners, the Party, $11. They're priced at $26. So, a great race. Can't wait to see what happens. In the end, a little bit like the Oaks last week, anything can happen in this race. There is a stack of chances, but I feel really good locking in those four. I like the profiles of those four horses in this race. So good luck on Saturday, whatever you do, and I hope this has helped. Thanks, guys. Bye. Imagine what you could be buying instead. For free and confidential support, call 1800 858 858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.